Hey everyone, my name is Brad, vlog on the Name Investing Doc. Today I'm going to take it back to when I first started my practice and a couple of things that I really wish I would have known that almost derailed my entire practice before I even got started. I think the biggest thing for me is when I was getting started, I was scared. I was worried that everyone kept telling me you can't do it solo anymore, and because of that, I ended up teaming up with two other individuals to start up my private practice. So one of the guys that I teamed up with was actually my roommate in medical school, and the other female was a friend of my ex-roommate. In my mind, to minimize risk, going in with two other individuals helped me feel better about minimizing my risk because it's not just my money that's on the table, it's all three of ours. It made me feel better about potentially signing a 7-year lease as well. We ended up coming up with a business plan, we came up with a name, we came up with everything basically to start up. Then we went to our lawyer, and right at this time when I started looking for real estate, the other two individuals started getting cold feet. When I started telling them it's a 5 to 7 year commitment, we're going to be in for X amount of dollars per month, both of them started getting really concerned and saying things like, I don't know if I want to do this. I ended up paying the lawyer myself to talk to him and consult with him on his ideas. Luckily, his wife is a physician and all he does is healthcare law. He told me probably some of the best advice that he ever could have given me. He said, look, as your lawyer, I can write up a contract. It's easy. I'm totally capable of doing that. He told me though, I would highly not recommend starting this practice with these two other individuals if they're not 100% all in and you trust them like you would trust someone going into a marriage. He told me that if they wanted to back out, if it became successful, I would have to buy their shares out, which would have been a huge problem. And not only that, starting a practice from scratch takes time to build it, and then all of a sudden you're gonna have 3 docs at the same time trying to start a practice and build it from scratch. You know, he gave me advice basically, this is not a good idea. I think it would have been a better idea if I would have had call or some kind of other coverage that we needed to. Like for example, if we were all OBGYNs and we needed to take hospital call, great. You can't do that probably solo. But I think for me, in outpatient primary care, it just didn't make a lot of sense. And I ended up saying to these other two individuals, look, do y'all really want to be all in for this? And do y'all want to start this business with me, knowing that we're going to be on the hook, let's say 10 grand a month for rent, divided by 3. Then all the other costs, divided by 3. And they both got cold feet and they backed out. In the end, I ended up telling them I'm not using any of the things that we did. I had to start from scratch, created my own business plan, created my own materials and everything, sublease from a general surgeon like I talked about in previous videos. And it ended up being the best thing probably that ever happened to me because I ended up staying very lean in the beginning. I only grew myself to get things out there. I learned all of the business aspect of medicine behind running a practice. And those other two individuals are doing what they want to do. One's in concierge medicine now, and the other one is practicing many states over in more rural medicine, which is great, fantastic for them. They've found what they want to do, at least for now. If I would have went into practice with those individuals and we all went our separate ways, I would have to sit there and eventually say, okay, what's it going to take to buy out your third and your third of your shares? And that would have cost me a lot more money than the money that I put up and lost kind of starting the business by myself and learning expensive lessons along the way. If you're thinking about starting a practice and you want a business partner, make sure, is it a want or a need? If you need a business partner for hospital coverage, that's one thing. But if you want the business partner, really, really ask yourself, this is basically a financial marriage. And are you okay going into it knowing that? Because if you ever wanted a divorce, you're gonna have to buy out all of their shares. And in your contract, I really hope you're putting some kind of clause in there about first right of refusal and what does it look like to buy out those shares, especially in the first 6 months, a year, 2 years, if things don't go your way. The last thing you want is a partner or ex-partner coming your way saying, I want $1 million for all my previous shares. And sure, you could fight them on the valuation, but you're gonna spend a ton of time and money fighting them on that valuation. Oddly, one of the best things that happened to me when I started my practice is that the two other individuals that were going to go into practice with me backed out. I ended up doing it myself, and I didn't have to buy out anybody's shares along the way. Hope you all have a nice week. See y'all next time.